It backfired in her face. It could have put her eye out. It was, yeah, and that's with all the prayer that we had.
I had to go to the hospital. Why,
You did have to go to the hospital. That's right. 2 days later, after being in the chemo scene, she was diagnosed with lung cancer.
What?
Literally, my dog died on the set. Film
Right.
first, because I felt that it was about darkness. You know, and it was about demons, and then it was a horror flick. But like you said, it cannot be categorized.
But demonic doors, when I tell you, will immediately open. I sense the spirit of fear immediately try to come in my house after just watching, like literally not even 2 minutes.
Monique, known for her audacious remarks, has often challenged influential figures in the industry. However, it appears she may have overstepped by allegedly mocking God in her recent film, The Deliverance. Afterward, she remarked on a physical change, implying her thyroid had swollen, leaving her bewildered. The celebrated actress and comedian took a significant role in the Netflix production, only to find her actions seemingly backfiring. Yet, it's not solely Monique. Renowned director Lee Daniels, overseeing the project, also seems to be facing divine repercussions for his involvement.
Initial inspiration about the project was that I needed to scare you to your higher.
What exactly is causing these events, and how are fans reacting? To begin with, audiences aren't experiencing the usual excitement they've come to expect from films, particularly with this recent release. Much of this dissatisfaction seems rooted in the film's backstory and its specific genre, both of which have influenced the overall reception, leaving
what I heard God say. And he said that this movie specifically is a portal.
If you're a connoisseur of horror films, you may be aware of the sinister occurrences that often accompany their productions. The Exorcist is infamous for the tragic deaths and accidents that befell its cast, while The Possession faced a mysterious fire in its storage facilities. These eerie events fuel speculation about the genre's unsettling connection to real-life misfortune.
I read the making of Exorcist. I read the making of what was that Poltergeist, and things happen.
Monique and Lee Daniels appear to have become part of this enigmatic trend. They have both disclosed hospital visits for various reasons and recounted a sequence of supernatural phenomena occurring during their production. You said,
2 days later, after being in the chemo scene, she was diagnosed with lung cancer.
What?
Literally, my dog died on the set.
their experiences have unsettled the industry, with many speculating they could be the latest victims of the notorious horror curse. Given the history of unexplained events and deaths on horror sets, their exact situation remains ambiguous. However, it seems Cat Williams had eerily forewarned them about this possibility. You said,
"People are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people." That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't.
Nick Jones interpreted Cat's statement as suggesting that one must serve either divine or infernal forces, with no neutral position. This prompts the question of whether Monique and Daniels might have crossed a significant line during their film's creation, or were unaware of the perils involved. It appears too late for them to change course, as the consequences are now clear. Although understanding the full situation might generate sympathy, complete clarity remains elusive. Reports indicated a troubling atmosphere on the set of Lee Daniels' The Deliverance. Despite fervent prayers, Daniels employed a deliverer, but misfortunes, including a star's hospitalization and his dog's death, continued. You said,
I was not going to let things happen on my set, and also I needed it for me, and so we prayed before every. And there's those of us that don't believe in prayer. There were those that don't, and it was still okay.
the cast of the horror film, including Glenn Close, Monique, Andre Day, and Demi Singleton, participated in the interview. Monique revealed she required hospitalization during the production, which centers on a family in Indiana encountering disturbing demonic occurrences that convince them and their community that their house is a portal to hell. She described a specific scene directed by Mr. Daniels that led to her hospitalization. While filming outdoors, she was required to perform with a demon supposedly on top of a building, with strong wind effects continually used, exacerbating her condition. You said,
You had me doing this scene, okay? And we outside. and
yeah,
it was the demon was supposed to be on top of the building. So they kept blowing.
At one point, Monique asked Daniels if they had captured the shot as she struggled to breathe, but he insisted on doing it one more time. After finishing the scene, she noticed her thyroid was significantly swollen and she felt unwell. Reflecting on the severity of the experience, she questioned, "What kind of is this?" and repeatedly mentioned that numerous additional unsettling events occurred during the filming of The Deliverance. She described the pronounced swelling of her thyroid and her general distress. The prayer circles, a new experience for Close, featured a deliverer who spoke in tongues. She found the practice remarkable, noting that Lee would announce prayer sessions and invite participation, with the decision to join being entirely voluntary. You said,
Somebody with a deliverer who spoke in tongues sometime?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
to fans, despite their sincere prayers, it seemed they remained off course. One individual, who subscribes to this belief, compared relying on prayer as an insurance policy and discovering its failure to being denied coverage. They contended that one is either aligned with God or not. Another person, echoing a similar perspective to Nick Jones, argued that being a friend to the world amounts to being an adversary of God, and questioned how one could simultaneously seek both Satan and Jesus for salvation, asserting that one cannot serve two deities. These views might hold merit, especially considering that The Deliverance marked Lee Daniels' foray into the horror genre from an entirely novel perspective, and he had significant reservations about the project from the outset. You said,
Father, we ask that you cleanse and sanctify us for this deliverance.
Ebony. After an illustrious career producing dramatic films, such as the Oscar-nominated Precious and The United States versus Billie Holiday, Lee Daniels delved into the horror genre with The Deliverance. This film draws upon the unsettling real-life account of LaToya Ammons, a mother from Gary, Indiana, who in 2011 alleged that her children were afflicted by a sinister demonic force. Released in select theaters, The Deliverance marks a reunion between Daniels and Andra Day, who had previously earned a Golden Globe for Best Actress and an Oscar nomination for her portrayal of Billie Holiday. In this film, Day plays the role of Ebony, a neglectful mother struggling with profound issues of abandonment. Furthermore, Daniels collaborates with Monique for the first time since their public rift over financial disputes concerning the promotion of Precious, the 2009 film for which Monique won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Daniels disclosed that his personal journey during the film's production involved seeking spiritual enlightenment, which required acts of forgiveness and making amends even without complete understanding. He shared with The Hollywood Reporter that he was initially unaware of Ammons' story until after Precious, and avoided the project due to concerns about revisiting themes of child abuse and potential spiritual repercussions. You said,
"We're in dark times. I wanted to find the light, and I realized that it was important for me to be surrounded by faith. Both of these people are faith deeply rooted."
Daniels conceded that the story deeply resonated with him over an extended period. He reflected, "We had never approached this narrative through the perspective of an African-American woman on screen. Given the prevailing dark times, I feel many are not fully aware of just how grim the situation is, and it became imperative for me to reconnect with my higher power. It is essential to emphasize that when we stated the story was genuine, it was no exaggeration. The Deliverance is indeed inspired by the true events surrounding Ammons." In November 2011, Ammons, her mother, and her 3 children moved into a rental house situated on a quiet street of modest, single-story homes in Gary, Indiana. You said,
And you would hear something hit the door. Boom! And you would hear dogs barking. No dogs.
Ammons and her mother, Rosa Campbell, reported perceiving footsteps ascending the basement stairs after midnight, accompanied by the disquieting creak of the door separating the basement from the kitchen. On one notable occasion, Campbell recounted waking to see a shadowy male figure pacing in her living room. Upon investigating, she found significant, wet boot prints on the floor. Describing the events to the Indianapolis Star in 2014, Campbell stated, "This is not normal. We chased them repeatedly, but they kept returning. The peculiar occurrences did not end there. Over the following months, the disturbances intensified. Ammons reported witnessing her children levitating above their beds, being forcefully thrown from the bathroom, injured by flying objects, and speaking in unnaturally deep voices." You said,
Up the wall and did the backwards flip.
How did everybody in the hospital react to your son walking up the wall?
They took off and they ran.
Campbell recounted urging her daughter, with a sense of urgency, "We need help. We must consult someone knowledgeable in handling such phenomena." Ammons and Campbell approached local churches for assistance, but most refused to help. According to the Indy Star, one church official advised that their residence was plagued by spirits and suggested a purification ritual involving bleach and ammonia, followed by marking every door and window with crosses drawn in oil. Ammons reported that initially, no changes were observed for 3 days, but then the situation took a horrifying turn. The family experienced episodes where demons appeared to possess Ammons and her children, causing their eyes to bulge, sinister smiles to emerge, and their voices to deepen unnaturally. Campbell informed the Indy Star that she was unaffected by these demonic manifestations, attributing her immunity to an inherent protection from evil. Given the film's deep engagement with dark supernatural themes, many have questioned Daniel's decision to undertake the project. While he admitted to having reservations at the outset, these were intensified by his mother's concerns. After completing Precious, Daniels was offered a new script, but was initially reluctant to accept it due to its similar themes of abuse. His mother also cautioned against accepting the project, expressing fears that he served as an open conduit for various energies and warning of potential negative consequences should he proceed. You said,
Lee Daniels, his mom was afraid of him directing an exorcism movie, so he hired an on-set spiritualist. First of all, that's a problem right there, that it was a spiritualist.
Despite his initial focus on crafting narratives deemed pertinent to the contemporary moment, the story of the film lingered in Daniel's mind, especially given the dire times he believes we are experiencing. Daniels has articulated that his primary aim was to delve into themes of higher spiritual significance, rather than merely delivering the jump scares initially desired by Netflix. It seems that in pursuing this project, Daniels might have inadvertently invited the horror curse upon himself, and, by extension, upon Monique. What complicates matters further is that Daniels seemingly had an intuition about the potential risks associated with the film before he committed to it. You said,
Read the making of Exorcist. I read the making of what was that Poltergeist, and things happen.
For devoted horror enthusiasts, the concept of cursed films is a compelling topic. The documentary series Cursed Films delves into the eerie lore surrounding the 1973 classic The Exorcist. This film, notorious for its real-life calamities during production, has been the focus of speculation, with some suggesting it was inherently perilous, even for viewers. The lingering question is whether these tales were merely marketing ploys, coincidental events, or indicative of a more sinister curse. Cursed Films explores the dark myths and legends associated with some of cinema's most supposedly cursed horror films. The inaugural episode of the series focuses on The Exorcist, a film adapted from William Peter Blatty's novel, which is also considered to embody malevolent forces. Upon its release, The Exorcist was engulfed in scandal, with disturbing rumors of accidents on set, a mysterious fire, and even a murder. Reports indicated viewers suffered from illness and fainting during screenings. Despite these unsettling occurrences, The Exorcist retains a powerful allure, transcending mere legend. The production was marred by significant injuries to stars Linda Blair and Ellen Burstyn, and a fire that inexplicably spared only Reagan's bedroom. Additionally, an actor involved confessed to a murder prior to the film's release, but provided no clear motive. The film became the highest-grossing movie of its time, with audiences reporting physical reactions such as fainting and vomiting. The film was banned in some UK areas and provoked violent incidents among waiting crowds. As for Daniels' film, it remains to be seen if it will achieve similar notoriety. But the alleged curse appears to impact Monique and Daniels significantly. You said,
on the set of the movie The Deliverance, there were a lot of demonic things that were going on. Somebody's dog dropped dead during the filming of the movie.
Beyond the intriguing possibility that these filmmakers might have inadvertently courted a curse, there remains a notable question. How did Monique and Daniels evolve from their public disputes into close collaborators? You said,
out of his mind, but his heart is pure, and sometimes crazy and pure can get confused. And here we are again, making goddamn.
Fans are increasingly hypothesizing that there might be more beneath the surface of the situation and the film itself. Observers have noted the emergence of a sudden proliferation of exorcism-themed motion pictures, suggesting that this trend is not merely a matter of chance. According to some, the simultaneous production of these films points to a deliberate and possibly orchestrated phenomenon. It seems that fans speculate the reunion of these individuals for a cinematic venture focused on demonic themes could indicate a latent, perhaps ominous subtext in their collaboration. This notion parallels the messages Cat Williams has been promoting in recent months. You said,
"Not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people." That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen.
Could it be that the entertainment industry has finally coerced Monique through Lee Daniels, given the mounting speculation surrounding the movie's venture into darker realms? Observers and fans alike are increasingly theorizing that there might be substance to these claims, especially when considering the speculation about the personal cost to Monique for her involvement in the film. A notable query from an individual expressed concerns about the financial and moral sacrifices possibly entailed, questioning whether Monique's participation in this role indicates a surrender to sinister influences within Hollywood. The history of Monique's contentious relationship with Daniels adds another layer to the intrigue. Earlier this year, Daniels publicly reflected on their tumultuous friendship, which had been strained due to a series of disputes. In a poignant social media post dated July 23rd, he shared a photo of himself and Monique at a dinner, highlighting their enduring 25-year friendship despite its trials. Daniels noted how their bond has withstood significant tests over the years, detailing their collaborative history from their first project, Shadowboxer, to Precious, and now The Deliverance. He praised Monique's profound emotional depth, suggesting that her performance in the latest film is unparalleled and revealing a new facet of her acting prowess. Monique and Daniels' professional relationship, once marked by discord, saw a significant turning point. Their initial encounter in 2004 at a Los Angeles restaurant laid the groundwork for a feud ignited by disagreements over the film Precious. Monique's refusal to promote the film overseas without additional compensation led to a prolonged period of estrangement, during which she was allegedly blacklisted. As always, we invite you to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. You said,